The young master of the Lu family got into a car accident and turned into a bumbling fool. I was forced to speed up the marriage arrangement with him. The old man said if I could get pregnant with his tadpole, he'd give me an extra 300 million. On our wedding night, I glared at the man lying on the bed, who completely ignored my seductive nightgown and was wholly absorbed in playing with his damn Transformers toy, so much so that I nearly choked on my anger. I snatched the Transformer from him, stuffed it between my thighs, smearing it with sauce, then deliberately waved it at him, teasing, "If you can get it, it's yours." Lu Yunzheng might have a few screws loose, but his body was unaffected, broad shoulders like the Pacific, a narrow, firm waist like a bull, and sharply defined muscles that were almost blinding. Just one look, and you could tell he was strong, more than capable of tormenting someone to the brink of life and death.
But now?
That youthful, healthy body was controlled by a fool's brain, obsessed with nothing but Transformers. I tugged lightly at my nightgown, the deep neckline revealing skin so fair it practically glowed. Yet he didn't even glance at me. I, Meng Wannin, with my pretty face and perfect figure, always had men turning their heads wherever I went. Since when had I ever been humiliated like this? I snatched the Transformer from his hands and shoved it between my thighs again. The fabric was thin, and the hard toy pressed painfully against me. Want it back? I wiggled my fingers, smirking provocatively. Come and get it yourself. Finally, Lu Yunzheng looked up, thick lashes, puppy dog, innocent eyes. His gaze drifted downward, lingering at my neckline. That look alone was enough to make someone thirsty. Can't find it. I deliberately leaned forward, the neckline gaping wider, my voice laced with invitation. Look harder. His Adam's apple bobbed slightly, his eyes glued lower. My breath grew hot, my chest rising and falling rapidly. Found it yet? Red. That cold, stoic face actually uttered that word. I nearly stumbled, but kept teasing him.
Wrong.
It's pink. He frowned, serious. Transformers are red. At this point, I wanted to smash his head into the same shade as a red-crowned crane. But then I glanced at that tempting body, thought about the 300 million, and swallowed my anger. You did see it. My voice dropped, fingertips trailing along my collarbone, guiding his gaze. Don't you want to take it out yourself? I stepped onto the carpet, closing the distance between us, the hem of my nightgown swaying with each movement. Lu Yunzheng's eyes darkened, whether because of me or that damn Transformer, I wasn't sure. But when he actually moved toward me, I almost wanted to kneel and thank Transformers. The space between us shrank. Lu Yunzheng leaned down, his dark, gleaming eyes fixed on my neckline. His warm breath brushed my collarbone, sending itchy tremors down my spine. His fingers, long, clean, knuckles pronounced, hovered just an inch from my chest, close enough to touch the soft curves. I held my breath, my heart pounding uncontrollably. Then, the bastard suddenly turned away, pulled out another Transformer from the drawer, and started playing with it. Fucking hell. Back when he was normal, he'd always wear that annoying expression just to piss me off. Now, as a fool, he was even better at tormenting me.
Fine, Lu Yunzheng.
Just you wait. For 300 million, I'd stoop to any means. Tonight. Even if I had to activate auto F9 mode, I would sleep with him. The Lu and Meng families had been close friends for generations. Lu Yunzheng and I could be considered childhood sweethearts. But this damned man seemed to have a particular aversion to spoiled rich girls like me. Whenever I threw parties and drank until I was giddy, he would stand in the corner frowning. When I laughed brightly in the middle of a crowd, his face would darken like the bottom of a pot. As if I cared whether he liked me or not. The line of men chasing me stretched all the way to Paris and still wouldn't end. The day our engagement was announced, I wasn't the least bit surprised. The Lu Corporation and Meng Corporation, two giants in the new energy sector, joining forces was just a matter of strong alliances. Besides, it wasn't like I was in love with anyone else. Marrying him or someone else made no difference to me. But I deliberately put on a disgusted expression just to annoy him, pretending to be utterly reluctant. Who knew this man would one-up me by outright refusing the marriage at the family banquet? I don't agree to this engagement. There's no need to force anyone. Words that clearly hurt, yet his back remained straight, his defiance carrying an icy, mesmerizing arrogance. Oh, really? So even at the cost of humiliation, he didn't want me? Not to mention, Lu Yunzheng had started his own company with classmates and wasn't financially controlled by his father at all. He had every right to rebel. His mother had passed away long ago, and his father was utterly powerless against him. If not for the fact that he later crashed his car and scrambled his brains, this engagement might have dragged on until I hit menopause. The doctors said once the blood clots in his brain dissolved, he'd recover completely. Old man Lu grew so impatient that he pulled me aside secretly and said, "Wannin, while he's still stupid, hurry up and get pregnant. 300 million. Wired immediately. With a face and body like Lu Yunzheng's, sleeping with him even once would be a profit, let alone getting an extra 300 million. I wasn't losing out at all. More importantly, once he regained his senses and realized I'd had my way with him, the look on his face would be absolutely priceless. Just the thought of it made me burst into laughter. Lu Yunzheng was still sitting by the cabinet, fiddling with that damned transformer. Is playing with transformers really that fun? I narrowed my eyes and took 2 steps closer. He didn't even look up. Fun. I closed my eyes and suppressed my temper. Deliberately, I tugged my nightgown down another half-inch. Then, do you want to play something even more exciting? He finally lifted his gaze, clear, innocent eyes. What? Playing hide the hot dog in the mud. This was my chance. I lunged at him like a starving tiger pouncing on prey. But he dodged to the side and started a game of catch me if you can around the room. He ran. I chased. Until my vision blurred. Damn it. With stamina like that, and he wasn't even putting it to good use. He led me in circles around the room over a dozen times. I couldn't even graze the hem of his shirt, panting heavily, my hair sticking to my flushed cheeks, my nightgown slipping off one shoulder. You stop running. I braced my hands on my hips, gasping for air. He stood 2 meters away, still clutching that damned transformer. You stop chasing. Can't get hard like this. Oh, really? Wanted to test my patience, did he?
Fine.
As if I was that desperate to sleep with him anyway. I flopped onto the bed, pulled out my phone, and started gaming. The moment I took down my first opponent, the phone blared. First blood. He glanced at me but kept posing his transformer. Unbelievable. Other couples on their wedding night were burning with passion, while one of us was glued to Honor of Kings and the other obsessed with toy models. This marriage was truly one of a kind. After 2 solid hours of gaming, a loud growl echoed through the room. I looked up to see Lu Yunzheng clutching his stomach. Oh right, this idiot hadn't eaten all day. Most of my anger dissipated. Staring at that handsome face and that slim, toned waist, desire surged through me again, seizing every inch of my resolve. An idea flashed in my mind. I dashed to the snack cabinet, deliberately pulling out a yogurt cup right in front of him. Then click, locked it with a passcode. Want some? I shook the yogurt, slowly twisting the lid open under his nose. Lu Yunzheng was really hungry, his eyes locked onto the cup, his throat bobbing as he swallowed.
Bastard.
He didn't even glance at me, yet he was practically drooling over yogurt. So yummy. I deliberately licked the spoon, smirking. Want a taste? He nodded, but his eyes stayed wary. Come here. Let me feed you. No trust. He took half a step back. I took a deep breath, forcing a sweet smile. Then how about this? You stand on that side of the bed, I'll stay here. I'll feed you from across the bed, okay? He tilted his head, thinking, then finally shuffled to the opposite edge. I stretched out on the bed, arm extended as far as possible, spooning yogurt toward his mouth.
Ah.
Lu Yunzheng bent down, lips parting slightly as he took the spoon between them. His thin lips closed gently, his tongue flicking deftly, the white yogurt clinging to the pink tip. That's way too sexy. My best friend Zhou Yun's voice echoed in my head. A guy like Lu Yunzheng, cold on the outside, burning inside. If you ever kiss him, you're done for. I stared at his lips, swallowing hard myself.
Damn it.
My hand kept moving mechanically, feeding him spoonful after spoonful. Lu Yunzheng gradually let his guard down, lashes lowering as he obediently accepted the yogurt, still distractedly playing with his transformer. He didn't even notice when the spoon was replaced with my finger. Out of reflex, his lips closed around my fingertip, his tongue lightly brushing the pad. A tingling shock shot up my spine, nearly drawing out a moan.
Perfect.
The plan was working. Next up, get his pants off. Still oblivious, he kept sucking obediently. With each feeding, I inched further onto the bed, my posture anything but proper, crawling closer bit by bit. The distance shrank to less than half a meter. Lu Yunzheng was right in front of me now. The sight of him, so focused on licking, was both adorably naive and unbearably hot. My throat went dry, my underwear practically soaked. I stared at his bobbing Adam's apple, my mind screaming one thought. I need to get his belt off. The yogurt was almost gone. Success or failure hinged on this moment. My heart was in my throat. I scooped up the last bit with my finger and offered it to him. Right at that moment, as Lu Yunzheng lowered his head to lick, I suddenly yanked my hand back. Reflexively, he leaned forward to chase it, lost his balance, and collapsed on top of me. This was my chance. I immediately wrapped my legs around his waist, locking him in place so he couldn't escape. My fingers fumbled impatiently, trying to undo his belt. Damn this stupid belt. Why won't it come loose? Afraid he'd run again, I tightened my grip. Don't move. Lu Yunzheng's voice was soft, coaxing, husky, nothing like a fool's. Before I could react, I heard a sharp click. With just one hand, he undid the metal buckle of his belt. Finally, an opening. But the next second, Lu Yunzheng yanked the belt free and tossed it aside near my face, then pinned me down beneath him. That overwhelming pressure felt exactly like the real him. Was it finally happening? My heart raced so fast I squeezed my eyes shut. Then, Lu Yunzheng suddenly clamped down on my wrists with terrifying strength, forcing them above my head. Before I could even protest, he crossed them and wrapped the belt around them in tight loops, binding me. Wah! What the hell are you doing? Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Was he into bondage? I stared wide-eyed as he lowered his head, his large hands gripping my ankles and forcefully prying my legs apart from where they'd been locked around his waist. Lu Yunzheng! My voice shook with fury. He didn't even glance up, just set my legs down, turned and walked away. He left. He actually left, leaving me alone on the bed, wrists bound, nightgown hiked up to my thighs, neckline gaping open, without so much as a backward glance. What kind of inhuman behavior was this? He grabbed a pillow, took his damn transformer, and marched straight into the bathroom. I thrashed wildly, but the belt only dug tighter, leaving angry red marks. You bastard. Just you wait. It took forever to wrench free. I jumped off the bed and charged at the bathroom door.
Locked.
Lu Yunzheng, if you've got the guts to hide in there, open this door. Silence. The door didn't budge, bolted shut from the inside. Furious, I rattled the handle until my hands went numb. Useless. In a fit of rage, I kicked the door. Thud. My foot swelled up instantly, turning an ugly shade of purple. The next morning, at a cafe, my best friend Zhou Yun met up with me. I limped over, the incriminating red marks still stark around my wrists. Zhou Yun nearly clapped in delight. Damn, you two went wild last night. Huh. I ground my teeth. Wild my ass. He tied me up, then locked himself in the bathroom to sleep in the bathtub with that fucking transformer? Zhou Yun burst out laughing. Lu Yunzheng really is ruthless, even to himself. With a beauty like you waiting in bed, and he still chose to play with toys in the bathroom. He must really be an idiot. She leaned in, analyzing. Wait till he regains his senses and realizes what he missed. He'll probably punch himself twice. I smirked coldly. Who cares if he regrets it? Last night, I just wanted to strangle him. Zhou Yun sipped her coffee, barely containing her grin. So, what's the plan now? Giving up? Giving up?
Impossible.
300 million was on the line. She clinked her cup against mine, mock saluting my determination. And what if he locks himself in the bathroom again tonight? Just hearing that made my blood boil. Then I'll smash that damn bathroom to pieces. Let's see where he hides then. Zhou gave me a look of pure exasperation. Wow, so impressive. Then she leaned in, dropping her voice to a whisper. Or, why don't you just join him in the bathroom? I froze. Her red lips curved upward, smiling like a nightclub madam instructing a new recruit. Lock the door. Trap the two of us together. Let's see if he can cry for heaven or earth to save him then. Her finger traced circles on the back of my hand, her voice dripping with honeyed temptation. A shared shower. There are so many games we could play in there. Zhou Yun's description was dangerously seductive. My mind instantly conjured images of a steam-filled bathroom, Lu Yunzheng in a soaked white shirt clinging to his torso, the outline of his abs faintly visible through the fabric. What the? I sucked in a sharp breath and shot Zhou Yun a thumbs up. Damn, you're way too experienced at this. All those young pups you've raised definitely weren't wasted effort. Zhou Yun rolled her eyes.
Please.
I've introduced you to so many six-packed guys, and you wouldn't even add them on WeChat. Then her smile turned conspiratorial. But then again, your man really is in a league of his own. With that body and face, no wonder you can't be bothered with anyone else. Her words sent my heart into overdrive. My fingertips absently traced the rim of my coffee cup as my mind flooded with X-rated imagery. Shower water streaming down Lu Yunzheng's Adam's apple, his lashes spiked with droplets. His mouth pressed against my ear as he growled Meng Wannin in unrestrained desire. Hey! Zhou Yun's voice snapped me back to reality. Stay focused. I'm all in on you tonight. Make sure you wreck him. Pumped up like I'd been injected with adrenaline, I threw back the rest of my coffee in one gulp. Tonight, Lu Yunzheng won't escape. By evening, I'd already ambushed the bathroom. Preparations complete. Lu Yunzheng had just finished his special recovery training. The moment he returned home, bodyguards escorted him straight to my room. The instant he stepped inside, he made a beeline for the bathroom, his movements so practiced it was almost tragic. But as the bathroom door creaked open, Lu Yunzheng froze mid-step.
Click.
The sound of the lock engaging echoed through the room just as I rose from the bathtub with a coy smile. Hi, darling husband. Lu Yunzheng stood paralyzed, his pupils shaking violently. I stepped out of the tub, wearing nothing but his white dress shirt, the hem just barely covering my thighs, the soaked fabric transparent against my skin. He immediately turned his face away, his entire body flushing red as if with fever, not daring to look at me at all while desperately twisting the doorknob. Stop struggling. I stepped out of the bathtub, my small toes leaving wet prints on the cold tiles as I swayed toward him with deliberate, seductive steps. The lock is already broken, thanks to me. I smiled like a villain, my fingertip poking at his tense back. Lu Yunzheng, you can't escape now. This was truly satisfying. No wonder people loved forced romance tropes in novels so much. Lu Yunzheng turned around but still refused to look directly at me, his ears burning so red they might as well drip blood. Why, you're all wet. From top to bottom. I licked my lips and let out a soft laugh. Soaked through. His Adam's apple bobbed. I tilted my head, backing him deeper into the bathroom. This time, I wasn't in a hurry. Hadn't he trapped himself perfectly for me? I reached over and turned on the shower. Cold water rushed down, instantly drenching his white dress shirt. The fabric turned nearly transparent, his abdominal muscles starkly visible. Droplets trailed down his sharp jawline, over his collarbones, and further downward. I swallowed thickly. Being this wet must be uncomfortable. Let me help you take it off. Lu Yunzheng stiffened, hastily retreating, only to bump into the bathtub. The bathroom was too small. He had nowhere left to run. In the misty steam, the corners of his eyes were flushed, a damp lock of hair falling over his forehead, making him look even more irresistible. I felt like a predator, instincts roaring to life. Lu Yunzheng. I laughed, my voice ringing with villainous delight. Just submit to me obediently. Too pleased with myself, I didn't notice the water underfoot. My foot slipped. I was falling backward. My hands flailed for something to grab, but found nothing. This is it. If I hit my head, I'll end up just like Lu Yunzheng, two idiots staring at each other. All dreams of that 300 million KPI gone. My heart nearly leaped out of my throat, but the expected pain never came. A pair of strong hands caught me around the waist just in time. Dazed, I looked up and met Lu Yunzheng's deep, dark gaze. Water dripped from his brows, his lashes wet and clinging, his face caught between innocence and devastating allure. The shower still poured, the water turning cold, but his palms burned against my soaked waist. Heat radiated from where our bodies pressed together. They say the body never lies. He rushed to catch me. Didn't that prove he still cared? Just as I was about to speak, I realized how tightly I was clinging to him. I glanced down.
Oh.
His white shirt was completely see-through now, the outline of his abs more scandalous than if he'd been fully naked. So worried about me, huh? I smirked, looping my arms around his neck, fingertips brushing his throat. His thin lips pressed into a hard line. Then I stood on my toes and kissed him. The moment our lips touched, his entire body locked up. I licked at his lower lip, and when his breath hitched, I seized the chance to slip my tongue into his mouth, grazing the roof lightly. Zhou Yun once said, "That spot's sensitive." Sure enough, he let out a soft groan, his hands tightening, as if to push me away. I deliberately stepped on his foot, swaying slightly. "Don't move, or I'll fall." His ears turned impossibly redder, but his body stayed frozen, too afraid I'd tumble if he resisted. Helpless, he let me do whatever I wanted. The kiss deepened until, finally, he began responding, his tongue chasing mine, refusing to let go. TCH. His brain might be broken, but his body's brutally honest. Thrilled, I let my hands wander downward, tracing the ridges of his abs, circling the dip of his waist. "Why are you so hot?" He caught my mischievous hand, engulfing it in his. His voice was rough, intoxicating. "You're the one who's hot." I nearly laughed in delight. So the fool could flirt too. Just as I leaned in for another kiss, my vision suddenly darkened. Damn it. Turns out I really was hot, burning up with fever. I took a bath and ended up sick. The last thing I saw before completely blacking out was Lu Yunzheng's panicked face. Then my body felt weightless, as if someone had picked me up. When I woke again, sunlight was streaming through the windows. I lay on a large, soft bed. The soaked white dress shirt was gone, replaced by a pale pink silk pajama set that clung comfortably to my dry skin. Aunt Wang sat at the bedside and sighed in relief when I opened my eyes. "Young madam, you're awake." I propped myself up, still slightly dizzy, my throat painfully dry. Scanning the room, Lu Yunzheng was nowhere to be seen. Of course, he was probably at his rehabilitation session by now. Memories of last night came flooding back like a tidal wave. The bathroom, the drenched shirt, scorching breaths, the steamy shower, those repeated kisses. My face immediately burned. "Aunt Wang," I asked weakly, "how did I get out last night?" Aunt Wang remained impassive, as if nothing unusual had happened. "Young Master Lu kicked down the bathroom door and carried you out." "Kicked down the door?" "He also called the family doctor to examine you," Aunt Wang added. I burrowed deeper into the blankets, my ears burning.
Great.
Now the whole household knew the newlyweds had been so enthusiastic in the bathroom that we broke the door, and I ended up feverish and unconscious. Covering my face with my hands, I asked in a muffled voice, "Then who changed my clothes?" "When we entered, you were already wearing this set." I froze. In other words, Lu Yunzheng had changed me. My mind uncontrollably conjured images, him carefully removing my soaked shirt, gently drying every inch of my skin, then tenderly dressing me in dry pajamas. Stop. I couldn't dwell on this. But wait, Lu Yunzheng could kick down doors, carry me out calmly, and call a doctor? This didn't seem like a fool's behavior. Clearly his mind had recovered significantly. Those rehab sessions must really be working. I clutched the blankets tighter as a sense of crisis surged. I was doomed. My time was running out. If I didn't sleep with him soon, once he fully regained his senses, I'd truly have no chance left. I needed to seize every last second to salvage this. There's no salvaging this. Zhou shook her head mournfully as she sat on the balcony of an upscale restaurant after hearing about last night's bathroom incident. I immediately pouted, batting my eyelashes pitifully. Don't say that. There's still hope. You're my top strategist. You must have a way. Please? Help me one more time. She shot me a disdainful look. Even when you threw yourself at him all wet and pathetic, he didn't react. Is he maybe into men? Well, he did react. When I hugged and kissed him, our bodies had pressed together without gaps. I'd felt it very clearly. That part of him had been very alert. I just hadn't dared say it out loud. Seeing me blush to the roots of my hair, Zhou sighed. I hate seeing my beautiful treasure wronged like this. She wiggled her fingers mysteriously, signaling me to lean closer. Come here, I'll teach you a killer move. I leaned in. Zhou lowered her voice. Drug him.
What?
I hadn't heard clearly. She whispered again. Still unclear. Drug him. The entire restaurant fell silent for a second. A diner at the next table dropped his fork with a clang. Zhou expression didn't change. I mean, give him kidney-nourishing medicine to strengthen his body. Everyone wore expressions of sudden understanding, and no one spoke further. That night in the bridal suite, I clutched the small bottle Zhou had given me, my palms sweaty. Will this medicine damage him? I worriedly texted Zhou. She replied instantly, relax. The only one getting damaged will be you. She added a perverted sticker. If he takes this, you won't be getting out of bed tomorrow. Your pupils might go blurry, and you'll pass out. My hands trembled so violently, I nearly dropped the bottle. Fine, just a little then. 300 million and a handsome man aren't worth dying for, I muttered, sneaking into the bedroom with the lemonade Aunt Wang had prepared. I poured in only a third, no, a fifth of the contents. But at the last second, my conscience flared. Forced fruit never tastes sweet. Just as I retreated, a deep male voice rumbled behind me. What are you doing? My hands jerked. Asterisk clatter asterisk. The entire bottle emptied into the glass. I'm dead. This dosage could kill him, or me. I whirled around, shielding the glass with my body, forcing a smile uglier than a sob. And nothing. Lu Yunzheng narrowed his eyes at the glass behind me. Reinforced lemonade? Why yeah, I squeaked. I death-gripped the glass, plotting a dash to the bathroom to dump this liquid death, but he was faster. His hand clamped around my wrist. Running. His eyebrow arched, gaze locked on the glass. Made this for me? Asterisk asterisk. Lu Yunzheng adored lemonade, treating it like coffee, a stimulant without the health risks. But this glass could murder him. Or end my life. Today, his eyes were unusually clear. His brow subtly lifted. Had he fully recovered? I made it for myself. I blurted. I used to hate lemonade, but now I... Liar. His stare drilled into me. I swear I like it now. Prove it. A smirk curled his lips. Drink it. Asterisk, drink your damn head. Asterisk, I shook mine wildly. Suspicion flickered in his obsidian eyes. Asterisk, you just claim to like it. Asterisk. My first try was too strong. It's sour, I whined, feigning disappointment. I'll just dump. Too late. He snatched the glass and downed it in one gulp, his Adam's apple bobbing. Asterisk not.
1 drop.
Left. Asterisk. I turned to stone.
I'm deceased. Kropka.
Lu Yunzheng licked his lips, amused. It's just lemonade. Why the funeral face? Asterisk, because tonight either you die or I do. Asterisk. I lunged for the lights, plunging the room into dim gold from the bedside lamp, then burrowed under the blankets like a doomed quail.
Sleep. Now.
Lu Yunzheng yanked the covers down, his voice gravelly. Meng Wannin, do you feel hot? Not just hot, incinerated. Asterisk, the drug was working. I played dead, silent as a criminal at trial. Must have set the AC too high. I squeaked, scrambling to adjust the thermostat, hands shaking like I had Parkinson's, slamming it to 15 degrees C. When I turned back, Lu Yunzheng was sitting upright. In the amber glow, sweat slid from his temples down his collarbone, vanishing under his half-unbuttoned pajamas. His chest heaved, skin glistening over taut muscle. His gaze locked onto me like a predator's, feral and provocative, a wolf circling its prey. My heart pounded wildly. Asterisk, I'd brought this on myself. Even if I had to kneel, I'd face the consequences. Asterisk. I tiptoed closer, pressing my icy palm to his scorching cheek. Asterisk, does this help at all? Asterisk. He seized my wrist. Meng Wannin. His voice was gravelly. My name gritted out like he was hanging by a thread. That tortured, desire-twisted expression was maddeningly seductive. My lashes fluttered. Unable to resist, I tilted my head and brushed a kiss over his knuckles, my lips skimming the prominent bones. Biting my lip, I whispered, Asterisk, Lu Yunzheng, do you want me? Asterisk. His eyes lost focus, hazy and drunk, yet he still tried to push me away. Can't, shouldn't. I pinned his shoulders, my palms burning. You clearly can. The next second, the world spun. He slammed me onto the bed, one hand cradling my head as his kiss crashed down, voracious stealing my breath. His tongue pried my lips apart, tangling with mine until I nearly suffocated. Fingers knotted in my hair, forcing my head back. Asterisco no escape asterisco. MMH. His teeth caught my dress strap, dragging it down inch by inch. Scorching lips trailed from my shoulder to my collarbone, lingering at the hollow of my throat. My body melted, fingers clawing at the rigid muscles of his back. Wannin. He growled against my skin, his ragged breath searing. Say my name. That drug was terrifying. He'd become someone else, Lu Yunzheng, usually so cold and restrained, now a starving beast, all primal hunger and possession. I couldn't help but respond. Wannin. He kept repeating it, the words slurred between kisses, ruined and intoxicating. But despite the feverish kisses that left me boneless, he stopped there. I grew impatient, peeking up at him with wet, pleading eyes. You can keep going. Without I flushed, then realized his hesitation. Right. Contraception. But I wanted this pregnancy. Wrapping my arms around his neck, I nipped his ear and whispered, we don't need it. His body tensed, strained to its limit, then he suddenly bit down on my shoulder, a ragged groan tearing from his throat, and shoved me away. He bolted to the bathroom, leaving me sprawled on the bed, my dress in disarray, shoulders stinging from his teeth. I stared at the ceiling, limbs splayed like a discarded doll. The warmth of his body faded under the AC's blast, but my heart turned colder. Did Lu Yunzheng feel sick at the thought of touching me? Tears slid silently into my hairline. The shower roared to life. Ice cold, louder than any rejection. Even under that potent drug. He'd rather freeze than take me. Had I disgusted him that much? My chest ached, bitterness flooding it. So this was how deeply he hated me. The pain choked me, stripping away my last illusion. I'd loved Lu Yunzheng for years. Loved his stern frown when lecturing others. Loved his perfectly buttoned collars. Loved his ruthless efficiency. Loved even his defiance against his family. But I was a coward. only daring to approach him when he was broken, only fooling myself into thinking forced intimacy could make him see me, that if I pushed hard enough, he'd look at me just once. But not even drugs could save me tonight. I buried my face in the pillow, biting my knuckles to stifle broken sobs until exhaustion claimed me. Finally, I grabbed my phone and sent a message to father. I want a divorce. I don't need the 300 million. And I don't need Lu Yunzheng anymore. Wiping my tears, I threw on my clothes and left the Lu residence without looking back. Half an hour later, in the Meng family study, my father shattered a teacup. Nonsense. Marriage isn't child's play. My eyes were still red-rimmed. Yes, I'm being childish. But this divorce is final. The more I spoke, the more my bitterness overflowed. You have no idea how much Lu Yunzheng despises me. After a long silence, father finally relented, massaging his temples. Fine. But the divorce proceedings will follow my terms. He frowned. Wait until our lawyers draft the agreement. Keep this quiet for now. Our companies are publicly traded. A sudden divorce would raise suspicions and crash stock prices. Okay. My throat burned. It's over. I'd tried everything. Lu Yunzheng simply didn't love me. The next morning, Lu Yunzheng arrived at the Meng villa at dawn. He stood in the golden light, his sharp features breathtakingly perfect. The butler discreetly ushered the servants away, leaving us alone in the vast parlor. I clenched my fists, determined to stay strong, yet the moment I saw him, my traitorous eyes burned again. Wannin. His voice was hoarse as he reached to wipe my tears. I jerked away. His hand hung suspended in air before slowly dropping, pain flashing in his eyes. The divorce, you're serious? I laughed coldly. Done pretending? Not stupid anymore? There's a misunderstanding between us. Misunderstanding. My voice cracked. Was your reaction last night not clear enough? You were disgusted by me. A divorce is logical, no? His face paled. I don't hate you. Oh? Not hate me. Yet you'd rather vomit than touch me? Not hate me, yet you chose an ice shower over. I was afraid you'd get pregnant. His interruption stunned me. What? His atoms apple bobbed, eyes reddening. Last night, I nearly lost control, but when you touched me, I remembered my mother. I froze. Lu Yunzheng's mother had died years ago.
His voice shattered.
She was severely injured giving birth to me. Her second pregnancy, she didn't survive labor. My heart clenched into a knot. He'd never told me this. Last night, I almost... He swallowed hard. I was terrified you'd end up like her. My nose stung, anger dissolving. Then why didn't you explain? Why didn't you chase after me? The drug was too strong. It took everything I had just to crawl out of that bathroom. By then, you were gone. A bitter smile. I needed 4 fluids at the hospital, just got my fever down this morning. I texted you repeatedly, but you'd blocked me. Your phone was always busy. Guilt prickled my neck. Last night, in my rage, I'd blocked him mid-sob while ranting to Zhou Yun for 3 hours. He stepped closer, fingertips brushing my hand. Wannin. His gaze was raw, pleading. Let's clear this misunderstanding. Don't divorce me, please. The young master of the Lu family actually stooped to begging me in such a pitiful tone. This was the first time in my life I'd seen him like this. I took a deep breath and finally asked the question I'd buried in my heart for years. Lu Yunzheng, do you like me? He lowered his lashes, remaining silent for a long moment as if carefully weighing each word.
My heart slowly sank.
Asterisk, of course. Just as I expected. Asterisk. I turned to leave, but he suddenly yanked me back. Asterisk, I don't like you. Asterisk, his voice was deep and heavy. Then, in the next second, he pulled me into his arms, his lips pressing against my ear as his scorching breath spilled out. Asterisk, I love you, Meng Wannin. Asterisk. My frozen heart was suddenly drenched in warm water. Miraculously, it began beating again. The person I'd secretly loved for so long loved me back. Truthfully, my anger had long since dissipated. The corners of my mouth twitched upward, but I quickly forced them down. I couldn't let him see how easily I was swayed. If you love me, I asked sternly, asterisk, why did you refuse to marry me at first? Asterisk. Lu Yunzheng tightened his arms around my waist. Asterisk. I thought you had someone else in your heart and were unwillingly forced into this marriage. Asterisk. Asterisk, what nonsense are you spouting? Asterisk, I was so angry I stomped my foot. Asterisk, who else would I like besides you? Asterisk. Before I could finish, I froze. Asterisk, wait, did I just confess? Asterisk. Lu Yunzheng's eyes brightened, as if he'd just realized something, but then dimmed again. Asterisk. You and Zhou Yun are never short of men around you. You smile so happily with them. Asterisk. I suddenly felt guilty. It was true. I had smiled brightly at them. I poked his chest. Asterisk, I just like lively places, not them. Are you seriously jealous over something like this? Asterisk. Lu Yunzheng buried his face in the crook of my neck, his voice low and aggrieved. Asterisk, I couldn't help it. So, don't divorce me, okay? Asterisk. His warm breath against my skin sent shivers down my spine. Outwardly, I pretended to be tough. Asterisk, I'll have to see your performance first. Asterisk, but my body snuggled deeper into his embrace. Remembering his father's 300 million promise, I looked up at him. Asterisk, how about we have a baby? Asterisk. Lu Yunzheng shook his head, his rare sweet words spilling out. Asterisk, I love you, not because I want a child with you, but simply because you are you. Asterisk. My heart melted into a puddle. Teasing him, I murmured. Asterisk, but your dad said we'd get 300 million for baby. Asterisk. Asterisk, I'll give you all my cards. More than 300 million. Asterisk. My eyes sparkled. Asterisk, really? Wait, that's not right. What's the password? Asterisk. Asterisk, your birthday. Asterisk. I froze. He gazed at me, his eyes unfathomably deep. Asterisk, it's been the password since you turned 18. Asterisk. My heart skipped a beat. Asterisk, this bastard had loved me for that long. Asterisk. Asterisk, Lu Yunzheng. Asterisk, I cupped his face. Asterisk, don't tell me you've liked me since high school, or even earlier. Asterisk. His Adam's apple flushed red. He ducked his head and kissed me, cutting off any further questions. When the kiss ended, he rested his forehead against mine and whispered, asterisk, asterisk. That same day, before his father could even draft the divorce papers, Lu Yunzheng and I reconciled. We returned to the honeymoon suite. The moment we stepped inside, I caught a faint whiff of bathwater mixed with an indescribably sweet scent. The bathroom door was slightly ajar. Compelled by curiosity, I pushed it open wider, then froze. My crimson velvet robe hung limply over the edge of the bathtub, crumpled as if someone had desperately clutched it. A realization struck me. My face burned instantly. Asterisk, so last night in the bathroom, you used my robe too? Asterisk. He didn't deny doing something indecent. Instead, he remained utterly unrepentant. Asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk. I quickly changed the subject. Asterisk, when did your brain fully recover? Asterisk. Lu Yunzheng chuckled. Asterisk, on our wedding night, when my ears burned from your teasing. Asterisk. Asterisk, you dog. Asterisk, So, he'd been pretending to be dumb this whole time? Letting me dance around like a fool just to lure him in? A flood of humiliating memories rushed through my mind. Snatching his transformer, wearing that scandalous nightgown, spoon-feeding him yogurt in bed, the bathroom, the spiked lemonade, I wanted to die of shame. His low laugh sent hot, tickling breath against my ear. Can you seduce me again? Keep dreaming. A second later, the world spun as he tossed me onto the bed. I was wrong. He wasn't clueless. He was too damn experienced. The bedside drawer clicked open. He retrieved a fresh foil packet with his teeth. Our lips still tingled. Dizzy, I couldn't help but wonder. Just how many boxes had this bastard stockpiled? One after another, endless. The next morning, I dragged my kiss-bruised body to meet Zhou Yun. She stared at the red marks on my neck and smirked. So you divorced him, huh? We did. It failed. My voice cracked. I tugged my collar higher. Zhou Yun side-eyed me, tapping my forehead. Wow. Weren't you the one who swore you'd never look back even if he knelt? And now? He did kneel. I didn't dare elaborate. After being conquered, I ended up kneeling too, my legs still weak from it. The end.